Make sure to subscribe to Crypto Nerd, by the way. I forgot to say it during the video, so I'm saying it now. It's finally happened, guys. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order to establish a strategic Bitcoin reserve and a U.S. digital asset stockpile as of March 6th, 2025. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're seeing this and you're thinking, wow, Crypto Nerd, governments are starting to buy cryptocurrency, Bitcoin and other altcoins now. If the U.S. is doing it, now all other countries are going to start doing it because, they don't want to fall behind, obviously. So that means that I should buy Bitcoin right now, and Bitcoin's going to go straight to $1 million, and there will never be volatility again, and it's free money. Okay, relax. Okay, relax a little bit. That's not how it works. This is really great news, but we're going to get into kind of the implications of this. And I wanted to wait a couple days to kind of see how the market reacts, not get anything out too early and just be completely wrong, because then everyone's going to clown on me in the comments. They're going to do that anyway. It also establishes a digital asset stockpile, yes, meaning altcoins. And then the rest of this article continues to talk about what actual Bitcoin is. And by the way, this is from thewhitehouse.gov. So this is really, really huge. We also have basically every single week at this point, we see new states proposing their own state Bitcoin stockpile reserves, with all these yellow states are all the ones that have pending, and the red ones are the ones that have rejected them and they don't want it. And the gray ones have not begun the process yet. But we've got obviously lots and lots of states pending approval for their own state Bitcoin reserves. So this is looking really, really good. This is exactly what we've been waiting for a long time. We have Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social, and I don't have an account on Truth Social, so that's why I am just pulling it up without signing in. A U.S. crypto reserve will elevate this critical industry after years of corrupt attacks by the Biden administration, which is why my executive order on digital assets directed the presidential working group to move forward on crypto strategic reserve that includes XRP, Solana, and ADA, or Cardano. I will make sure the U.S. is the crypto capital of the world. We are making America great again. Guys, we're talking about altcoins now. He's not just having Bitcoin and Ethereum. We're talking about altcoins, XRP, Solana, Cardano even. And then he followed it up by saying, and obviously Bitcoin and Ethereum, as other valuable cryptocurrencies, will be the heart of the reserve. I also love Bitcoin and Ethereum. There's a lot of haters, honestly, that I've been seeing. There's a lot of haters on YouTube, a lot of haters on Twitter that are saying, oh, before everyone was very pro-decentralization and avoidance of government control. But now everyone's like, yay, ETF, yay, Bitcoin strategic reserve. And they're clowning on people that's just saying that this is a good thing. But I think you're completely wrong if you think this is a bad thing for Bitcoin. That, oh, this isn't decentralized. It's not, now the government's involved again. And here's why. Because it's not like the government controls Bitcoin. They're just buying it. They're doing the same thing as you are, except there's more people buying it. So you should be happy that you want Bitcoin to be used. If you want it to be used as a store of value and a currency, it has to be accepted by many people. The government is now clearly saying, hey, look, we think this is valuable. We're acknowledging its value. We're going to start a stockpile. It's not like they're controlling or controlling it. They can't change the Bitcoin code. So why are you against this? I don't know. I don't know why people are against it, but yeah, there's many people that are quite upset about this and quite upset about ETFs, which to me is absolutely crazy. Let's take a look at our fear and greed index. Okay, very, very simple. This is a pendulum, right? This often swings from up here to down here and back and forth. Fear means that it's undervalued. Greed, when it's up here, that means that it's overvalued and you should sell. By the way, before I get into anything money related or whatnot, none of this is financial advice, and I am just a guy on the internet. Okay, look, last month we had fear. Last week we had fear. Yesterday we had fear. Now we have fear. In fact, this bottomed at about 10. The fear and greed index hit 10, I don't know, a week and a half ago, something like that. This is a very strong buy signal. I'm just going to put it very, very straightforward. This is a very, very strong buy signal. Do I think Bitcoin's going to go straight up from here? No. When you have big announcements like these, it never goes the way you think it'll go. Obviously, it's very, very great news. It's very, very bullish long term, right? The rest of 2025, very, very great news for 2025 and so on. But in the immediate short term, this is like a great opportunity for like hype and sell the news and volatility and people to take advantage of this. So I don't think, in the next 2 or 3 days, next week even, Bitcoin's going to go straight to $1 million, right? That's just not going to happen. Instead, there's going to be volatility. I think there's going to be big jumps and then big swings down. And that's kind of what we have been seeing in the market, actually. So let's go ahead and do a little bit of charting really quick. Now, I know this freaks you out. I know you don't know anything that's going on. There's all these lines everywhere. Don't worry. I'm going to explain it and break it down for you and make it super, super, super simple. So the very first thing I want to point out is that Bitcoin was at its worst about 30% down from all-time highs, right? It reached an all-time high of about 108,000, and then it actually wicked down to about 78,000. 30% down is very, very normal for Bitcoin, right? This happens every single cycle, multiple times. We've seen this already a bunch of times this cycle even. I'm not going to go point out every single time, but just know that this happens all the time, every single cycle. And whenever Bitcoin's down 30%, that, altcoins are usually down about 2.5 times what Bitcoin does, right? Usually the average altcoin will be down 2.5 times what Bitcoin's down. And when Bitcoin's up, the average altcoin will probably be up about 2.5 times. And that can vary, obviously drastically. So that being said, that probably means that most altcoins are down about 75%, which seems right. A lot of these altcoins were hit absolutely brutally. They're killed. But you know what that means? That means that it is a good time to pick up cheap coins. And again, not financial advice, right? I'm just a guy, but 30% is big. We have the fear and greed index showing fear. We have this support line that's not the strongest. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is not the most obvious, strongest support line, but we have confluence, which means that we've got multiple indicators signaling that this is a good time to buy for multiple reasons. So first of all, we have this little thing. And by the way, look at this volatility. You can see, look at this. This is absolutely crazy. We had, how much is this exactly? Actually, we had, in one day, we had Bitcoin do an 11% gain in one day. The very next day, 11% in one day, the very next day, it actually dropped all the way back down 10%. Absolutely crazy. I mean, we're talking about Bitcoin, dude. This is a very high market cap asset, and it's swinging like an altcoin. And then you can see this crazy volatility that has obviously been happening since this news. I think this volatility is going to continue for a little bit longer. But long term, it's not about timing the market. It's about time in the market, right? You want to be in the market, especially when we have such good long-term news. A couple other things I want to point out is that we are actually below. I'm going to delete this white line. I just opened up four other lines, right? There's a purple line here now. There's a green line, a yellow line, and a red line. Whenever we are below the yellow line, whenever the price is below the yellow line, that's a good time to pick up coins. That means it's cheap. When it's below the red line, that means it's very, very cheap. You're getting amazing, amazing coins. When the price is over the purple line, that means it's overpriced. You should sell. Okay, very, very simple strategy. If we go back, the best time historically to pick up, the cheapest coins is that when the price is back here in July. We had very early July. We had it wick under the red line. We got a very cheap Bitcoin if you bought here. Same thing happened in August. You got a really cheap Bitcoin if you bought here. Same thing happened in September. You got a really cheap Bitcoin if you bought here. And literally the bottom of the market. This happened a few more times, like in March of 2023. If you bought under this red line, you got a really good price. And same thing in September of 2023. So historically, this has happened many, many times. Of whenever the price is under the red line, that's when you pick up the coin. And look at that, guys. The price is right now under the red line, right? So historically speaking, if you follow statistics, if you believe in history, which obviously history doesn't necessarily dictate the future, but historically, this is what works. This is another really strong buy signal that is flashing. I'm also going to turn on these fib levels, and you see that, is this not bolded enough? Okay, sorry. As you can see that we have been kind of using this mid fib line, this green line right here as support. And I'm not sure if we're going to actually lose this line. I think it's possible we're going to come down and touch this one more time and then head back up, actually. So this is a sign of support. The price likes to bounce from this price right here at about 80K. And we're very close to that. So that is another sign that we are pretty much at a good buy zone. Another thing that suggests that we're at a pretty good buy zone is that we had this flush we were able to completely flush out this RSI. Very simply, when price is up here, very strong sell signal. Now, that's exactly what we got at the very peak, right? When the price is down here, very strong buy signal. That means the price is way oversold, and it's a good time to pick it up. And you can see that we're also getting higher highs for the first time in this RSI again. And we got this good flush where we were able to totally clean out this overbought action. We're down here towards the bottom of RSI. This is suggesting that this is a pretty cheap coin. If we look at the MACD, we can see that these two lines have really dropped under this histogram. We're way below the zero line. This is another really, really good sign. When we finally get this crossover, that the price is, when these two lines start heading up, that is very, very strong buy signal. I really wanted to see these two lines under the histogram, and that is finally what we're seeing. So I'm very, very excited. I think that as soon as this bullish crossover happens and we start heading back up, very, very good sign for crypto. And lastly, one final thing that I wanted to quickly point out is our SOPR, which, as you can see, it is flashing buy signals like crazy. Every single time that there's a red line down here, these are very strong buy signals, and we're getting lots of them flashing right now. So we had one of these flash. Let's go back a little bit. You can see that every single time it flashed, look, we had a really big flash in August 5th, right? That was the bottom of the range. We had some flashes around over here September 7th. That was the bottom of the next swing low. A few more here in October. Same thing. That was another moment right before it went back up. And then the very last flash was October 10th, right before this giant move upward. Then we were ranging up here a lot. We had a flash on January 9th, and then we got this strong upward price movement. And we're getting flashes again, suggesting that pretty soon we should have some upward momentum. So based on everything we're seeing, the market is suggesting that, look, there is going to be a little bit more volatility for the foreseeable future, okay? But we are definitely undervalued right now, and now is a good time to pick up some cheap coins. Are we at the bottom? I don't know. I think we're probably not. I think we can probably go a tiny little bit lower. Is it worth it to try to time that and wait for that? I would say no. I would just buy now. And again, this is just a personal opinion. I would just buy now and be happy. And if my portfolio drops 5-10% from here, I don't care. Okay. I don't care. Very, very simply. I also want to take a look at maybe a couple more coins. I think that Ethereum is grossly oversold. I think especially with the government wanting to pick more up, I think it is a great time to start looking at Ethereum. I mean, we're at a super strong support here at 2,000. Very, very strong support. This is just showing, I mean, honestly, Ethereum has been extremely weak. Ethereum has been a complete letdown so far this entire cycle. But I don't think Ethereum's dead. I think, obviously, given the ETF and government buying Ethereum, I think there is governmental and institutional interest in it, and I do think it will make a recovery. I don't know if it's going to make it to 15,000. I don't know if it's going to make it to 12,000. Now, I'm starting to have doubts about Ethereum lately, but I do think we are going to make a new all-time high. I do think that we are going to go over 5,000 because, yeah, this has just been too slept on. MACD is showing extreme oversold. It's extremely oversold. It's way under this baseline. So I think now is a good time to pick up Ethereum. If we take a look at Solana, I would say Solana is in the same position. It is at this very strong support. Basically, everything is at this incredibly strong support level. Look, 125, really strong. Look how many times the price has even touched this line over here. You can see it for yourself how many times, right? Over here, here. Very strong support. So we're just coming down for a nice retest before we can continue this move upward. Everything's really weak. As you know, everything is down tremendously hard, but we're finally finding support at these great levels. If we take a look at XRP has been showing tremendous weakness for the last 7 years, except for the last couple months when it's been showing extreme strength. So XRP is doing amazing. Very strong looking coin. I think this is going to have another strong leg up actually quite soon. It's ranging right now, but as soon as we break out of this channel, I totally see something strong for XRP like this. I think, yeah, that's looking really good. We are at this strong support right here as well at about $2. Let's see. Yeah, we are under We're under the yellow line. This XRP is doing so strong this run, I don't even think that it's going to lose, or it's going to wick into under this red line. It's under the yellow line. XRP has been there basically 3 times this cycle. All 3 times have been amazing buying opportunities, and it is under it right now. So really good buying opportunity for XRP based on that. I'm sure if we take a look at its fib levels, yeah, it is basically at this $2.20 fib. Looking really, really strong, guys. Last couple coins I want to talk about are Render and Arrow, but we'll start with Arrow. Arrow is one of my favorite projects. This is the biggest DEX on the base chain, which is an L2 for Ethereum. If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it. I think this is a great coin. I'm very bullish on it, and it just totally got crushed. I mean, this got killed really, really hard. Look at this. Yeah, Arrow's down 80% from all-time high. I mean, that is deadly. That is deadly. But Ethereum is really, really struggling. So obviously Ethereum coins are doing quite bad. I think if you're going to buy Arrow, which I think it's a great coin, and we've talked about it before. Now is basically the great time to buy Arrow, assuming it recovers, which I totally think it will. That's going to be like a 300% gain to get back to all-time high. So that's Arrow. That could be a potentially good, bounce, because you can see that it is kind of following this range kind of, which is quite interesting to see. And we're basically at the bottom of this range. So yeah, picking some of that up right now, I think could make sense. You can make an argument for that. Last coin I wanted to talk about, which I think is another great coin that got hit really, really hard, is Render. This is a coin that everybody knows. This is a popular D-pin coin. This is, it's actually like right under this strong support. In fact, I don't even know where to place this. Yeah, as you can see, under these levels, under the support level, under these fib levels, got hit really, really hard. I'm going to plot manually a couple levels here that stand out to me. Render is a very well-known D-pin coin. Everybody knows this coin. I think if we bounce from around these levels, if we just go back to previous all-time high, that's a 280% gain. So these are 2 coins that I wanted to point out that are potential, like these breakout or recovery coins that, even though they're not trending very strong like the other big 4 that we talked about, these could be potentially very, very good. In summary, we finally have government starting to look at Bitcoin and other altcoins, and I think the outlook is very, very good. I think this correction has hit everyone really, really hard, but this is not the end of the cycle. We have rate cuts coming, we have quantitative easing coming, government stimulus coming. We've got lots of stuff still coming that will definitely pump the market. I think there will be short-term volatility because this is really, really big news. I don't think it's going to go straight up or anything, but I do think that this is a really good time to buy. There is an amazing tool I have to make you aware of. We have an exclusive, custom-developed AI trading assistant in our Discord that you can join, link in the description. And I just wanted to show off one command, /info, and then any coin you want. And I'm just going to be boring and just use /info Bitcoin. And it's going to pull up this info panel about whatever coin you look up. It gives you a description about the coin so you actually know what you're buying. Because look, I know you buy stuff that you don't know what it does or what it is because some guy tells you to, but now you can actually know. You get a details panel so you can make a more informed decision, and you get an automatic built-in tokenomics rating system. So Bitcoin in this example gets a rating of excellent, score 100 out of 100, and then you get your evaluation. Automatically evaluates the coin's tokenomics for you, so that way it just does it for you. I mean, it's so easy. We also have market reports that are posted daily, and we had up here, they were telling you to sell. A while ago, all these market reports were saying sell, 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 and now we have this fear and greed index flipping bullish. It's saying buy. Make sure you subscribe to Crypto Nerd. Nobody gives you such good info like Crypto Nerd does. And make sure to like this video. I also do one-on-one calls on my website, so if that sounds interesting to you, definitely check that out at thecryptonerd.net. And I also have a deal with Gemini that if you use my link in the description to create an account and you trade $100 or more, you get $10 free deposited into your account for free. Think of it as a gift from Crypto Nerd himself. Thank you for watching this video.